Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm Lady Nyca, and with an update to this Nick Gordon overdose story. Now, I was over on the internet scrolling, minding my business as I always do, and I ran across an article, and it made me think. So I really wanted to have like a discussion with you all and see what you thought about it as well. Now, before I get into this commentary, let me just start off by saying I do not hold any degrees in counseling. I do not have any psychotherapy, therapy. I don't have any degrees of anything like of that nature. What I come from when I do my commentary and speak on subjects like this is from a place of growing up in a neighborhood where I saw certain things, and from my experience in dealing with people who have substance abuse, addictions or whatnot. So the commentary is just it's commentary. These are the thoughts and the opinions of nobody other than myself, okay? So let's get into this article, and then I'll let you guys know what I have to say at the end about it all. Nick Gordon's last Instagram post prior to overdose was about Bobbi Kristina. In the wake of Nick Gordon's death from alleged drug overdose on New Year's Day, his most recent Instagram post was revealed to be about his ex-fiancée, the late Bobbi Kristina Brown. The daughter of Bobby Brown and the late Whitney Houston was found in a coma while in her bathtub in 2015. Nearly 3 years ago, Gordon had posted a screenshot of Brown fervently defending him on his Instagram. Speaks for itself. Love you, my angel, Gordon wrote in the caption back in 2017. In Brown's original post, which would have been made prior to her death in 2015, adamantly defending Gordon. You all think you know my husband, Brown wrote at the time. You swear on everything, which is probably why you all have nothing are nothing but worthless ass individuals. She ended the passionate, profane defense of Gordon with, "You came from hell, now back to where you belong." The post came sometime after Gordon found Brown unconscious in the bathtub, after which he claimed to have administered CPR while waiting for paramedics. After being transferred to a hospital, she spent several months in a coma. Brown died last year of lobar pneumonia due to the fact that she was found in water complicating mixed drug intoxication. Gordon was later found legally responsible for Brown's death in a civil court suit. Following the news of Gordon's sudden death, social media swiftly reacted, with many users calling what happened to him karma, following Brown's death years earlier. On Instagram, someone posted an image of Gordon when he appeared on Dr. Phil to talk about his addiction and attempts to enter recovery in the months that followed Brown's death. Gordon's brother, Jack Walker Jr., released a statement on behalf of the family. "We are devastated by the loss of my beautiful brother," the statement began. "He leaves a void in the hearts of my family and his friends. Nick's battle in life was not an easy one. I will forever be grateful that my God afforded a small amount at the very end of Nick's life, and I was able to hold his hand as he journeyed on." Now, what I feel about this entire situation is, at first, when I first reported this news yesterday to you guys, I remember myself saying, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. And I still stand by that very much so today. But as I was thinking about this relationship, the entire relationship, this boy was pretty much raised under Whitney Houston. Okay, we know Whitney had her battle with drugs. Okay? We know somewhere in all of that, when you got two parents that are predominantly on some type of drug most of the time, the effect of it is that child could eventually fall into that same pattern. That child could just not only have been Bobbi Kristina, but also Nick, because remember, Nick was taken in at a very young age by Whitney Houston. Yeah, it do seem kind of weird, but when you mix in drugs and alcohol, things are not always as they appear. People get into drugs for various reasons, and then I do believe that they stay addicted for various reasons. And one of the main reasons I've always heard a person say is that they became addicted because they were in pain. It helped them mask that pain. Now, many people come to realize before this happens, although there are even many others that don't make it to that point, they never get out of their addiction and they succumb to it, as Nick, Kristina, Bobbi Kristina, and Whitney has done. There are some who make it out and they can tell the story of how to get past the pain. Get past the pain enough to where you don't feel like you need this drug in your body to help you function. And what I was thinking was, I remember that Dr. Phil interview. I remember the erratic behavior, the moments where he seemed okay, but then he would lose it again. I'm not saying that Nick caused this girl's death, but what I do believe is I think that the fact that they both had an addiction, I think that they were not good for each other. You can't put two addicts together and expect everything to be okay. What you expected, they gonna do drugs, right? Just like when Whitney was heavily into the drugs and Bobby Brown. You see that didn't work out? So I do believe he did attempt to try to get himself better. But addiction is a very serious thing, and not everybody makes it out successfully. And I don't think that he actually, I don't think he killed her, because I don't think he put her on drugs. I think they both got introduced to drugs and being in that environment that was created by Whitney Houston's brother, then Whitney Houston and Bobbi. It's a trickle-down effect. See, people think generational curses only occur in certain kind of ways. Generational curses can start in various ways. Drug addiction can become a generational curse because it can pass down from the parent to the child, to the child's child, and so forth and so on. When Whitney's brother, as we all know, introduced her to drugs, it took on a whole new meaning for her. She began to enjoy the drugs, and then after so long, I think she used the drugs to kind of mask her pain. People be in pain, and they be looking for a way out, and I think Nick was battling, trying to find a way out in the end, because he already lost Whitney. Then he lost Bobbi Kristina shortly thereafter. It was only a matter of time if he did not really seek help the way he needed to, that he was going to be next. But to say that this is his karma, I'm not going to say it's his karma, because it's not my place to say it's his karma. But I can say this. You can't keep doing the same things and expecting different results. You, Whitney, and Bobbi Kristina at some point were on some form of drugs. It took Whitney, and then shortly thereafter, it took her daughter. It was going to take you. I don't want to talk about this boy in a negative light, because his life mattered too. He was in pain too. He was an addict too. And although we may not understand the dynamics of his relationship with Bobbi Kristina, they loved each other at some point in time. They depended upon each other. He probably tried to help her deal with a situation that was bigger than him, and that was the fact that she was in pain because she never got over her mother's death. You see what I'm saying? It can be a cycle. It's a cycle. And although it's not surprising to me that this young man lost his battle to drug addiction at the age of 30, it's sad. I hate it happened. I wish he could have found the help that he needed to get out of the addiction and live a healthy life sober. I wish that so much for him. I wish that for Bobbi Kristina, and I wished it for Whitney. But if was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. I guess I'm saying this because I don't want to be one of the ones to put out a bad video about this young man. Because although I do think that he was a big influence in her life, Bobbi Kristina Brown's life, I cannot 100% blame him for what happened to her. Because they both were sick. They were both in the addiction. And you can't say that he turned her on to drugs, because her very best friend in this world, the one she looked up to more than anybody, was a drug addict and died of a drug overdose. They all were in the sea of darkness when it came to addiction. And it's a very sad thing that he lost his life yesterday. It is. It's sad to me. But I don't think that he could find his way past the pain. He had already lost Whitney. Then he lost Bobbi Kristina. He probably felt like he was alone in this world. Even though he was not really a member of their family, he was taken in at a very young age, and he grew up with that being his family. So whatever was going on inside that house, he witnessed it. And like I said, it's a trickle-down effect if nobody gets the help that they truly need to start living healthy and clean. So, in closing, I feel like he not only died of a drug overdose, but he died of a broken heart as well. And my heart go out to his family, his friends, and even the few fans he had that may have cared about him. He mattered to somebody. He might not mean a damn thing to you, but he was everything to somebody. So I want to be one of the vloggers that are respectful in this boy's passing. I'm not giving no pass, because if you do drugs, eventually the drugs will do you. You can't keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result when you see what the result was for Whitney. You saw what the results were for Bobbi Kristina. And unfortunately, you weren't strong enough to get the help that you needed. So you lost your battle with the addiction as well. I wanted people to be able to hear a different perspective and to think. I'm not saying to feel sorry for him. He don't need your sorry. He's in a better place than you are right now. Because he at peace. He ain't got to deal with nothing. But I want people to think. Think about who in your family right now may be going through an addiction and what they may be having to endure day after day, trying to stay in that addiction to mask whatever pain that is causing them to feel like they need that drug in their body. Think about them and do your due diligence to be a part of the solution and not the problem. It is nothing cute about seeing somebody slowly kill themselves under an addiction. So I cannot be heartless when it comes to this young man either. It's just some food for thought, people. Just some food for thought. Like I said, I bear no certificates or degrees in therapy, counseling, or none of that other stuff. This is just one woman's opinion. And hopefully you can understand it. If not, weigh in. Just keep it cute. I have no problem with that. So in closing, I say rest in peace to Nick Gordon, Bobbi Kristina Brown, and Whitney Houston eternally, forever. Rest in peace. Y'all are out of y'all pain now. And I hope your death served to help somebody who's struggling with addiction right now get the help that they need, so that their family, their friends, and the people that they matter to don't have to feel what Whitney Houston family and fans felt, Bobbi Kristina family and fans felt, and now Nick Gordon's family and possible fans are feeling that loss. Just try to be better to each other, one day at a time. And in closing, as always, remember the depth of your struggle will determine the height of your success. In the meantime, in between time, please remember to rate the video. Ratings get me recognized on these YT streets. Comment down below in the panel. Let me know if you understand what I'm saying in this video, and if you agree, and even if you disagree, that's fine. I open my chat open. It's open to people who agree with me as well as those who don't agree with me. As long as you do it respectfully, it's fine with me. If you have not subscribed to this channel or my backup channel, Lady Nyca Live, please subscribe to both of the channels today. Also, tap your notification bell button on both channels. Set them to all so that each and every time I drop a pre-recorded video or go live from either channel, you're going to get a notification and you can come in and join in the conversation. You guys have a great remainder to your Thursday, and I will see you guys on the next upload. Peace.